knows Luther does it all, but did you know you can do it all? At home,
I just sold my car.
on your phone,
I just got pre-approved.
I just scheduled an oil change.
whenever, wherever.
I just bought a new car.
Anything and everything, whenever and wherever. LutherAuto.com. You can do it all.
I think pain that moves around, that's migratory, like, gosh, I was sore here for a couple days and now I'm sore here for a couple days. Like, migratory pain seems to be less concerning and less serious. Something that's persistent, pain that lasts more than 2 weeks, pain that seems to be resistant to other things like ice, rest, that's concerning. And anything that makes you limp is not okay. There's something wrong if you're limping. If you can't bear your own body weight on your legs, something's not right.
On defense, number 26, Hunter Gilbert. At forward, number 47, Jackson Jacobs. At forward, number 3, William Nelson. At starting center for the Summers, number 55, Now let's welcome on the rest of the Mahtomedi. They are coached by Jeff Tyson. Now the starters for the Cottage fullback, starting goal number 32, Charlie Wolf. On defense, number 6, J.J. Lyson. On defense, number 94, Lee Gobbler. At forward, number 43, Miles Hadley. At forward, number 84, Kylie Lane. And starting at center, number 74, now the rest of Cottage Grove was coached by Justin Elbow. Good luck to the Suckers, good luck to the Wolfpack, and let's play hockey.
Back at Bloomington Ice Garden for the fourth semifinal here at the Gobbler 2025. Mahtomedi 3-0, first place in the Bantam B pool against Cottage Grove 3-0, first place in Bantam Pool A. Jeff Pappas with you as we get ready to play our fourth semifinal. The winner gets Minnetonka in the championship. Mahtomedi has scored 21 goals. In their 3 games, they've allowed only 2. Cottage Grove has scored 19 goals and allowed only 3. So for a good matchup here, puck out to center, and it's carried in by Jackson Jacobs, number 47 for Mahtomedi, headed off by J.J. Leisney behind the goal for Cottage Grove. And now a centering pass picked off, and it comes on out to center. And Kyden Lane ridden off there for Cottage Grove. Now Mahtomedi working in. Comes around behind the net. And that's Graham Nelson, number 3, taken in against the boards. Now picked up, and here's Sorensen for Mahtomedi. Centers it from deep. It's intercepted. And out comes Cottage Grove. And that's Miles Nadler, 43. Lost it up the wall. Jackson Jacobs to center ice. And now picked up by Lane. He loses it in the center circle, and now back in the zone for Cottage Grove. Jackson Ellevold, number 74, plays it out to center ice, and now Mahtomedi getting control, played back in by Landon Schuler, number 10, and it winds up to the right of the goal. Our goaltenders today, Charlie Holtz for Cottage Grove, and making his first save there is Axel Smetana for Mahtomedi, as we get a stoppage and a face-off. Smetana has allowed 2 goals in 3 games, 29 out of 31, and saves. Now here's Schuler up the slot, takes a shot that deflects wide. Now played at center and over the line for Mahtomedi's Nolan Savage, and the shot winds up going wide. Rebound hits the outside of the net, which has become dislodged, so we'll get a face-off. And for Cottage Grove, Holtz has played 1 game, made 9 saves on 10 shots. Nolan Carbon, the other goaltender for Cottage Grove, best as the backup for this one. Winner of this game gets Minnetonka, which just eliminated Roseville 6-2 in the semifinal. Play behind the goal as we get back to live action. And it comes to the right edge. Finally played back behind the goal. And after it for Cottage Grove, Miles Colbeth, number 4, as the puck played to the line. And then it's held. Played back in by Liam Regan for Mahtomedi. Now to the far boards. Ellevold tries to go up the wall and it runs in front of the Cottage Grove goal, and it comes to the near side. And Liam Moss is decleated on the near side. It winds up along the boards, picked up by Brown, who plays it in for Cottage Grove, runs to the left edge, and Jaden Schwartz can't clear it. Now picked up by Henrik Tykson from Mahtomedi, and out to center. And Leisney will play it back into his zone. Near side. Now up the wing for Liam Moss, and it comes right back. Leisney will play it. And now carrying on, Ellevold for Cottage Grove. Leisney with it. Put to the right side. And now he'll start the rush. Near side, Ellevold over the line. Ellevold puts on a move, gets wide, centers it, and it comes off the goaltender. Gets stopped by Smetana, as it turned out. And Leisney plays it down to the corner. Centering pass, loose in front, and it's batted off to the boards on the near side. Mahtomedi will clear. And a pass ahead for Graham Nelson is finally latched onto. Nelson, good turn of speed, short side. He then put it behind the net, sharp angle. And now it's played back into the Mahtomedi zone, and the young Zephyrs will work the puck up. Now it is intercepted. And over the line is Ellevold, and he goes down as he tries to shoot. Now the puck to the near boards, and Mahtomedi will clear to center ice. It gets past Sorensen and controlled by Cade Cromer, 94. Up the near boards. And that's Miles Nadler losing possession. Now back in the zone is Kipton Thompson, 97 for Cottage Grove. Popular number to wear in the state of hockey as the puck comes in front. Here's a shot by Graham Nelson that goes wide. No shots on goal yet, as the puck comes to the near side and finally tipped in by Jacobs. And now here's Elsvold for Cottage Grove. Pass to center ice, and spinning there is Thompson as he goes down the wing, but it's too far for him, and Semlak turns it back. And they got 6 skaters on the ice, do Cottage Grove. And that's going to be the call, I believe. Well, if it isn't, boy, they missed one there because Cottage Grove had 6 skaters on the ice. Now we got it, and that is in fact the call. And Cottage Grove will have the penalty served by Thompson. .437 is the time. And a power play for Mahtomedi in the high slot. Ashley closing. That shot goes wide. Now loose at the left edge, and poking away at it is Emmett Jackala, and a save made by Holtz. So the penalty at 4:37, too many on the ice for Cottage Grove, and Mahtomedi has the game's first power play. Now behind the goal, Graham Nelson in the corner. And now he banks it off the wall. And then the puck runs to the front, and Cottage Grove's able to clear it as Bartness is unable to hold it in, and that is going to be an icing call against Cottage Grove. We'll go back with 6:29 to go in the opening period. 1:05 to go in the penalty. And Mahtomedi controls. 59 seconds in their power play. And they're patient. They work it around. And Knaus with it. Now goes behind the goal. A centering pass right up the slot. And a shot. Blocked in the high slot. And finally comes back out to center. And Harrison Bartness has it. Pass for Jacobs on the right. Comes into the Cottage Grove zone. And Leisney will turn it back. And out to center ice, where Bartness has it. 27 seconds in the power play. Bartness over the line. And the puck right on it. Now backhanded ahead by Wassman. And it comes out to center ice. And here comes Colbeth. Miles Colbeth going in. He goes down. Penalty on Mahtomedi coming with 11 seconds to go in the power play. And tripping is the infraction. And heading to the penalty box is Harrison Bartness. 6:25 the time here in the first period, and it'll be 4 aside for 11 seconds, and then Cottage Grove will get a first power play. Puck comes loose from the face-off, and Smetana couldn't get it smothered. And now here's Mahtomedi starting out there. Now shorthanded as Frank Redpath plays it into the Cottage Grove zone. They have 1:46 of power play. Redpath has a player in front. Short-handed goal! What a sharp angle shot by Frank Redpath. And Mahtomedi has the lead 1-0. They score a shorty here late in the first period. Unassisted goal for Redpath of Mahtomedi. Shorthanded goal at 6:44 mark of the period. And now Cottage Grove looking to get it right back. And here's Ellevold for them. Feeds it to the left point. Schuler back to Ellevold. Works in, takes the shot, and it's deflected wide on the near side. Now controlled by Lane. Bank off the boards. Schuler plays it back down low. Here's a shot off the outside of the goal for Ellevold. And now it's cleared out of play into the Mahtomedi bench. 56 seconds left on the power play. 4:30 left in the first period. Shots are 4-2 for Mahtomedi, and they lead at 1-0. Redpath with the goal. That is Redpath's first goal of this tournament. He's got 4 assists. And the puck now cleared to center ice and back deep into the zone. Here's a race for it as Nelson goes after it, but now Leisney's there to pick it up for Cottage Grove, and they start back. To Lane, over the line. Gets past Gunnar Gilbert, but can't bring the puck. Ooh, that is going to be a penalty and might be a big one. As in front of the net, actually in the corner, is that Hazley? And that one looked bad. Whether it is or not is up to the referee. Checking from behind is the penalty, and that's a major no-no. Riley Hazley. So that's going to be 2 and 10. 7:50 is the time of the penalty, and coming over to serve the minor. All right, so now it's 4 aside for 13 seconds, and then a power play for Mahtomedi, and there's a shot deflected down by Charlie Holtz off Brummel, and now Cottage Grove in control on the far side. It's played ahead by Lane, and it comes back into the Mahtomedi zone deep. Racing after it is Nadler, but he can't save the icing, and will come all the way back with no. Now Mahtomedi on the power play for 119. That's the minor penalty on Hazley, and of course he has to serve the misconduct himself, so he'll be well into the second period before he's able to return. Now from the draw and back behind the net, and Mahtomedi will work to the point. Here's a shot that's off the traffic in front, rebound skitters through the crease, and it's picked up now by 94 Cade Cromer up the near boards, and Mahtomedi will hold the zone. Shot from the left point, deflected down, and it goes wide. As Gunnar Gilbert tried his luck from distance, and now here is Moss playing it back to center ice for Cottage Grove. 42 seconds in the penalty, 2:50 to go in the first period. And Jackala plays it over the line for Mahtomedi. Now loose in the circle, and a shot goes off the traffic behind. Centering pass up the slot. Knaus can't hold it. And now here's a spin and shoot by Jackala that winds up going wide. Now play it on out to center, and Cottage Grove will dump it ahead with 20 seconds to go. And now the Zephyrs play it across. Henrik Tykson plays it in. Now behind the net, they give it away. Zephyrs look to center, and it comes off Kipton Thompson to the near side, and Thompson will backhand up the wall and out. The penalty is over, and serving the penalty for Cottage Grove was Schuler. Excuse me, it was Colton Stalock. And now here comes Mahtomedi back. 1:48 to go in the period. Here's Savage over the line. And he plays it back behind the goal. Moss after it there for Cottage Grove. Back to Leisney in the near circle. And gets past him. Here's Bartness. High in the slot. Shot. And that goes off of Landon Schuler and wide. Now loose in front and cleared all the way back into the Mahtomedi zone. After it there is Jaden Schwartz. He has trouble. He gives it up. And now Moss for Cottage Grove. Ends up playing it behind the net. Redpath, who has the only goal of this game so far. Shorthanded goal for Mahtomedi. Now it comes to the right point, and Schuler. As Cottage Grove tries to work it in front. And loose now behind the net. As we hit the last minute, Cromer in on the forecheck. Now comes around to the near side, and Leisney, will he hold it? Yes, he does, and it's played down, picked up by Thompson. And he tries to center. That hits traffic and comes free to the circle. Now played on out to center, and Mahtomedi breaks out. And it's played in rink wide. Schuler is after it for Wolfpack. Goes behind with 37 seconds to go in the first period. And back comes Cottage Grove. Elevold over the line, tries to put a move on, gets to the inboards and finally behind the net. And then he's taken in against the wall. And once and twice by Jaden Schwartz. Puck to the circle, and now Leisney at the left point. Flattens and fires, stick saves Smetana. Off to the far boards. It's picked up there by Semlak for Mahtomedi, and now out to center. And here they come over the line, Jackson Jacobs. And he is ridden off and finally dispossessed. Puck picked up at the buzzer, and that's the end of the first period. Our score after one is Mahtomedi 1, Cottage Grove nothing. Mahtomedi with 5 shots and Cottage Grove with 3. We'll take a quick break and come back with more from the Gobbler 2025 here on the Youth Hockey Hub.
They'll tell you, if you stay and play high school hockey, you won't make it to the next level. They rarely talk about how special it is to play for your community. To represent where you came from, to wear your school's colors, working one-on-one with coaches, and best of all, playing with your best friends. It can be difficult to know if you're hitting the mark. But when you're hitting the mark, you'll know. Custom hockey jerseys proudly made in the USA.
Right back for the second period here at Bloomington Ice Gardens, the newly renovated and quite beautiful version of the venerable building that we know so well. Changed the order of the arena. This is the old Rink 3 that we're on is now the Rink 1. It's where Bloomington Jefferson plays its home games now. Well, they always did play it here, just on the other side of the building. Now Mahtomedi from the faceoff. And played ahead into their zone. Here's Knaus back for it. And Mahtomedi starts back. Gilbert at center plays it in. And chasing after it is Stalock for Cottage Grove. Now banked off the boards to the left point. Gilbert for Mahtomedi. Teams at even strength as we start the second period. 12-minute periods. Moving right along, thank you very much, as we go to the far boards. Ooh, and another hit thrown by Leisny. And Mahtomedi fans not appreciative, as Leisny will play it behind the net for the Wolfpack. Puts on the brakes in the left corner, finds some space, and then lays it ahead but not out. Comes towards the boards, and Mahtomedi will pick it up. Jacobs tries to throw it in front. Leisny in the corner again. And now loose to the left edge, and Kaiden Lane plays it around and out to center. And now here's Lane stealing it. Kaiden Lane going in, takes a shot, and a save made by Smetana. Good save. And a quick transfer from defense to offense for Kaiden Lane as he stole the pass and came in down his right wing. Take the shot. 1 minute and 22 seconds gone in period number 2. 1-0 Mahtomedi. Now in the right corner, Cottage Grove's Noah Rasmussen, 15, trying to do some up front work. Behind the net, centering pass comes in front, and it's picked off by the Zephyrs. And a long pass to center, just hops Jacala's stick. And he goes back for it. And now picked up by Moss. He plays it out to center. Bartness on the turn in the center circle, and here come the Zephyrs. Regan shoots it in. Rink wide to the far side, where now played around behind the goal by the Wolfpack, and a hit on Kipton Thompson in against the boards. Puck comes up the slot, and it's knocked out to center. And a diving play by Liam Moss. Now back in the zone, and it's controlled by Thompson for Cottage Grove. He comes over the line. His headman pass is off the stick of Rasmussen. And Landon Schuler, plays it down low. Now Schuler has it. Sidesteps one check. Centering pass, and it comes right through. And Jacala in control for Mahtomedi. Headmans, and they break out of the zone smartly. Tykeson shoots it in. And now back behind the goal, Matthew Brings, number 66. Over to Rasmussen. Played up the boards, and a shot from the right point, and that's stick down. A shot from Nolan Brummel. And now here they come off the wall. Backhanded shot, loose at the left edge is Redpath looking for his second goal of the game. Now he centers it, and it winds up going back to the corner. Savage after it, and he can't control. The puck clear, but not out. And another shot, glove catch made by Charlie Holtz on the effort from the right point by Nolan Brummel, and we'll get a face-off. Off to the left of the Cottage Grove goal, 8:38 left in the second period. Now at the right point, Brummel plays it rink wide into the Cottage Grove zone deep. Now it comes in front, and finally a smart play there by Colbeth to steer it away, and it's shot the length of the ice, and no icing. Back for it is Nolan Brummel. Turns, plays it up the wall for Savage. Puck comes up the slot. Mahtomedi controls at center, and a big reach there from Colbeth as he plays it into the zone. Now a stick save by Smetana as it comes off to the near side. Chasing after it is Kaiden Lane. Now behind the goal, cleared around to the left side, and Leisney will pick it up on the half wall and feeds it down low. Now it's cleared. It gets past everyone and comes all the way down the ice. Icing on Mahtomedi with 7:54 to play in the second period. We have a second place game coming up right after this one. We're not carrying that game, so we're going to get a little bit of a breather, and we come back with the Pee Wee finals between the two Edina teams, and then the Bantam final closes us out. Minnetonka faces the winner of this game. Here's Graham Nelson closing, and he puts it over the top. Now in the slot, Sorensen trying to turn and shoot. Now it's picked up, and Cottage Grove plays it ahead. Nadler over the line. Got past one. Here's a race for the puck as it heads towards the net. Backhanded opportunity and unable to shoot. We've got a penalty coming as Miles Nadler is dumped in front of the goal. Tripping is the call, and it'll be a power play for Cottage Grove. And heading to the penalty box for Mahtomedi is Gunnar Gilbert. .428 the time of that penalty, and power play number 2 for Cottage Grove. A chance to get the game tied up. They give up a shorthanded goal on their first power play. Now here's Schuler. Plays to the circle for Lane. And it's picked off. And Mahtomedi back in, and Jackson Jacobs can't get to the front of the net. Now he picks it up, though, comes off the wall, throws it in front, stolen by Rasmussen. And banked off the boards to no one in particular, picked up at center ice and now controlled by Jaden Schwartz, who shoots it in. And here's Leisney in the right corner. Lays it ahead, winger not looking for it, and comes out to center anyway. Schuler tried to play it ahead, and now Mahtomedi back 3 wide as Schwartz plays it in. And they were changing penalty killers, which you might expect, this being the period of the long change. Now, here comes Cottage Grove. Schuler over the line on his backhand. Schuler takes it behind the net, now looks for some help, banks it off the wall and gives it to Cromer. Cade Cromer looking to center. That's picked off at the right edge, and Mahtomedi will play it on out to center ice. And Leisney will go after it. They say he touched it, so no icing. 44 seconds in the power play. Cottage Grove on the near side. Rasmussen gives it up in front of the goal. Then Nelson overskates, and Mahtomedi will pick it up. Here's Tykeson. Backhanded, and he puts it wide of the goal. And Nelson in the corner. He goes down as he collides with Rasmussen, who comes out with the puck. Out of center, and here's Elevold. He goes down. Penalty coming on Mahtomedi, and that'll be a trip against Harrison Partness. Or might be kneeing. Referee pointed to the knee. Let's see if that's what the call is. He did not make a signal as he went to the penalty bench. And it is a minor penalty on the board. I believe it is going to be for kneeing. Oh, and an extra penalty here. Time of the penalty, 6:07. Puck up the slot as another 5-on-3 power play for 10 seconds. So puck is behind the net. Loose at the left edge. And kneeing is the penalty. One penalty is over. Cottage Grove remains on the power play. And things starting to get a little physical here as Mahtomedi ices the puck. We'll get a face-off with 5:11 to go in the second period. 1:18 remaining in the penalty on Bartness. And now Cottage Grove has taken a penalty, and it is going to be Cade Cromer. And that comes at 6:49. So we'll play 5 aside and then have a Mahtomedi power play of about 40 seconds in duration. And another penalty on the Zephyrs. That'll be a trip. And heading to the penalty box now is Redpath for Mahtomedi. At 6:55, so now it's again a power play for Cottage Grove. It'll be 4-on-3. Up the slot, here's Leisney, and he winds up playing it down. Colbeth back to Leisney at the right point. Gets it back, closing in. Leisney shoots, and it's deflected. It goes wide of the goal, and we have the net dislodged. We have 4-on-3 for 52 seconds. Then we'll have 4-on-4 for 43 seconds. And then 5-on-4 for 5 seconds. Because math is hard, and they will make me do it here today. There will be a quiz afterwards. And now Brings feeds it across. Leisney shoots. Save made. Rebound! And it's fished away in front of the goal finally and cleared by Mahtomedi. Anywhere will do. It'll be icing on Mahtomedi with 4:31 to go in the second period. Still 1-0. And Cottage Grove comes close here. They still only have 5 shots on goal. They've had 4 power plays now. And 5 shots on goal. Now loose, and another save made by Smetana at the left edge, and again pushes and shoves. And we'll get a face-off. 32 seconds remaining in the first power play, 4-on-3. Now it comes in front of the net, and it's picked up by the Zephyrs, and they clear. We've got a whistle, and we have a slashing penalty behind the play. And this is also going to go on Mahtomedi, so they're going to have standing room only in the penalty box. And it is Nolan Brummel. Time of this penalty is 7:38, and it won't start until the penalty on Bartness is complete. And now Mahtomedi breaks out as they're 2 men down, and here is Jackson Jacobs. 15 seconds to go in the first power play, which will come to an end, and now it will 9 seconds, and Cottage Grove will stay on the power play. That's when the penalty starts on Brummel. That penalty is now over. And there's a long pass that goes the length of the ice. That'll be icing in Cottage Grove on its 5th power play. So we've got 4-on-3 for 38 seconds. Then they'll have 5-on-3 for 5 seconds. And then 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 12 seconds, unless somebody scores. And then your guess is as good as mine. And Ellevold will take the face-off for Cottage Grove. And up the slot, Leisney fans on it, and it's picked up by Mahtomedi, and they will clear the length of the ice. Players tangled up in front of the Mahtomedi goal, and that's going to be icing on the Zephyrs. Bartness is still in the penalty box. I can only assume that he got a misconduct along with that kneeing penalty. So both teams with players in the penalty box serving misconduct penalties. And from the faceoff, it's picked up by Knaus, and then he has trouble. He goes down. And now over to the near side, Schuler. And Leisny shoots, and that doesn't get through. Schuler again. They're now on a 5-on-3 power play for 5 seconds. Leisny closing. Scores! On the 5-on-3, and the power play will continue. How about that? J.J. Leisny for Cottage Grove on the power play, 5-on-3 style. And it comes at the 8:53 mark. And that stops the remaining 2 seconds of the penalty on Redpath. So the power play continues for 1:14. Cottage Grove, by my count, is now at 6 power plays of varying lengths. And it's Leisny from Schuler on the power play at 8:53, and they still have 53 seconds left. Now picked up and centered. Here's a point-blank shot by Hazley, and that's turned away. Now Cottage Grove again, low pass. Hazley tried to tip in a centering pass, went off the heel of his stick, and the Zephyrs get it to center ice, and that probably is going to be a penalty on Rasmussen. No, it's not, as the officials keep their arms down, and now it's cleared up the far side, and now a turnover, and here's Semlak going in for Mahtomedi, and that goes behind the net. 17 seconds in the penalty. Rasmussen comes over on the left side, and he will head man. That's going to go all the way down the ice. It'll be an icing call on Cottage Grove with 9 seconds on their power play, but they get the tying goal. Leisny scores it. And that is his first goal of the tournament. And from the face-off, it's back behind the net and controlled by Moss up the near boards. And that's stolen away. Here's a chance and a shot that goes wide of the goal from Jaden Schwartz, and now everybody is finally back at full strength. 1:43 to go in the second period. We'll see how long that lasts. It's been a little bit of a rough one here as the puck comes up the boards, and Kramer plays it back in. Now back out to center it comes, and it's controlled. Brings will carry it over the line. Here's a shot and a save. A rebound left in the circle as Smetana had to come off his glove. And we've got a penalty. 1:15 to go. And again, it's Mahtomedi. This is going to be a trip. And Brummel unhappy as he goes right back in the penalty box. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes and 45 seconds. And another power play for Cottage Grove. By my count, that's 7. Last minute of play in the second period. Cottage Grove now trying to get their noses in front. And they center, one-time shot, and it's wide from Rasmussen. Now comes back in front, picked up there by Tykson and cleared. It'll come all the way down the ice, icing on Mahtomedi. 41 seconds in the period. Now here's a stat for you. By my score sheet, counting the variations in manpower on the penalties that have been offsetting. Cottage Grove has 7 power plays and 9 shots on goal. And now 10 as a shot comes through from the point and out to center. And Schuler will turn. In fact, that's not credited as Schuler comes over the line. Looking for help, comes around behind the net, wraparound attempt, and that's stopped against the post by Smetana, and that's the 10th shot with 20 seconds to go. Now the net's off, and everything. We'll get a face-off with under 20 seconds to go in the second period, and this has been a hard-fought affair, 1-1. With the winner getting Minnetonka in the Bantam finals. Now cleared towards the left point and a shot. Ooh, it's deflected and it went over the top of Smetana's goal. And with 10 seconds to go, the Zephyrs trying to get possession. Wolfpack pick it up and try to come in front with Ellevold. 3 seconds to go. Ellevold closing. He shoots and it's off the defense as the second period comes to an end. 1-1 the score. Cottage Grove with 7 shots in the period. Mahtomedi with 4. So it's 10-9 on the shot board. And 1-1 on the scoreboard. Redpath in the first for Mahtomedi and Leisney on a 5-on-3 power play for Cottage Grove in the second, and that's where we stand. Let's take a break on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. You here to pick up my truck?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that was easy. Yeah, I knew Luther buys cars, but I had no idea it was this simple and convenient. Is there anything you guys don't do?
Not really.
Will you buy any car?
Yeah.
Even that one?
Even that one.
Wow, you do it all.
Luther Auto, over 40 locations and one of the region's largest inventories. Luther Auto, we do it all.
I think anytime you're beginning a season or beginning a new sport where maybe you haven't been as well conditioned as later in the season or near the end of the year, that's when you're going to be most prone to overuse types of injuries. That's going to be sprains and strains and tendonitis and stress fractures. And so I think it's most important to kind of slowly ramp up into an activity and build your volume in a stepwise way instead of jumping in all at once.
Ready for the third period underway. We have a 43-second power play for Cottage Grove as the third period gets underway. Jeff Pappas with you here from Bloomington Ice Garden. Second semifinals in the Bantam pool here at the 2025 Gobbler event. Now picked up and Ellevold plays it across. Here's Hazley and that goes wide. Schuler on the hash marks, 18 seconds in the penalty, looks to center it, loose in front, comes up the slot, and they can't get a shot away. And they'll have to keep working that puck. Off to the far boards. Hazley dropping it to the right point. And now they'll work in off the goal line. Penalty's over. Centering pass comes through to the left side. Schuler puts it towards the net, and Rasmussen had a whack at it. Now controlled by Mahtomedi. 11:06 to go in the third period. The puck cleared rink wide down the ice. It'll be icing on the Zephyrs. We played 58 seconds of the third period. Jeff Pappas, my name. And if you've been listening to me all day, I'm sorry to hear that. As we get a face off it. Neutral ice. If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, Greg? I mean, really. And we have a penalty on the board now for Cottage Grove. It's Ellevold. I didn't see that. Time of the penalty is 58 seconds, and it's an elbow. Oh, slashing, excuse me, according to Robin Cook, and he's never wrong. We know that. And now played back into the Cottage Grove zone. Here's a shot by Brummel. And That winds up deflecting off the traffic. Brummel again takes the shot. Blocker save there by Charlie Holtz. And now picked up by Cottage Grove, and they play out to center ice, and it's picked up there by Brown. Now headmans and over the line, trying to sneak through there, Miles Colbeth, and it's picked up in the right corner by the Zephyrs. 1:15 in their third power play of the game. They'll play it around behind the net. Zephyrs patient here. Puck played behind the goal for Redpath. As their goal. Now a shot, and a bouncing puck is knocked behind the net. That did get on goal, so a save for Holtz. And now played behind the net again. Redpath puts it up the slot. It's picked up and cleared. That'll be icing with 40 seconds to go in the penalty. 9:42 left in a 1-1 third period. You already had one game go to a shootout today. It was our second Pee Wee game, and Edina Green defeated Mankato in a shootout. Grant Sproat getting the winning goal in that one. And we're back to live action. Mahtomedi in possession. 9.5 to go. A centering pass and a chance in front for Jackala that wound up going by the boards. And now to the right point it comes for Ivan Knaus. 17 in the power play. Mahtomedi continuing to work perimeter. Knaus at the right point takes a shot and it sails over the top. And the Karam, the far side, played around behind. 4 seconds in the penalty is Tykeson. Look to put it in front, point blank shot, and that one winds up going over the top from Regan. Penalty is over. Elevold back on for Cottage Grove, and they are now back at full strength. But a steal behind the net, and the Zephyrs try to play it in front. Long reach from Leisney, and he knocks the puck away to the corner. Now loose in front, a giveaway, and a save made. Backhanded centering pass is cleared all the way back, and boy, a good chance there for Jackson Jacobs, or excuse me, Liam Regan, 41. And the answer held by Charlie Holtz. Now picked up, and here is Elevold into a Mahtomedi line change. It comes back out to center ice. And now they bring the puck in, but they're offside. So we'll get a face-off at neutral ice as Nelson unable to keep Jacobs onside. 8:17 left. And a 1-1 game. And Cottage Grove breaking out through the middle. They come in over the line, and it's Hazley, and that shot runs up the equipment of the defender Brummel and out of play. 8:10 left in the third. Face-off coming up to the right of Axel Smetana and the Mahtomedi goal. Picked up and played down the wing as Nelson digs after it. Nelson in the circle, shoots, and a glove save by Holtz. That was a pretty stop. And we'll get a face-off in the Cottage Grove zone. 8:01 to go. Wolfpack hanging with Mahtomedi. Face-off coming. From the draw, it comes up the slot and out to center, where it's picked up finally by Brummel. Now Regan, or Jacobs rather, over to the far side. And at center, Sorensen plays it ahead and into the zone. Sidestepping a check, Graham Nelson leaves a drop pass at the point. Here's a shot and a save made by Holtz. On a low drive by Schwartz. Now cleared around on the near side. And Cottage Grove trying to break out of the zone. And they rink wide to center, Kipton Thompson. And played into the Mahtomedi zone. Schwartz feeds it across to the right. And that's Jacobs playing it ahead. Now Nelson digging after a puck in the corner, and getting there first will be Leisney behind the goal for Cottage Grove. Now played towards the right point. Knaus holds it in, and that shot sails wide to the far side. Now Thompson chops it out to center. And trying to latch onto it there was Hazley. Now the puck out to neutral and controlled. Savage plays it in as he takes the hit from Hazley. Off to the far boards it goes. And Cromer backhands, but it's held in at the point. And here's a shot right on. And a glove catch made as Gunnar Gilbert took the shot. And Charlie Holtz made the stop. 6:36 to go in the third period. We have the possibility of overtime looming large in this game as well. Now cleared towards the left point, and it's Gilbert. He goes down in a heap as he's checked, and now a 2-on-1 for Cottage Grove if they hurry. Colbeth then overskates, and they have to wait. Colbeth plays it down low, and Knaus goes back behind the Hermantown goal. And then he is buried. The puck is underneath him. And finally the referee will blow play dead. And we'll get a face-off in the Mahtomedi zone to the left of Axel Smetana with 6:11 to play in the third. Redpath for Mahtomedi, Leisney for Cottage Grove, a power play goal, and that Redpath's goal was shorthanded. So both teams have scored on Cottage Grove power plays in this game. Puck comes out to center ice. Schuler. Now Moss plays it on in. And Schwartz goes back for it in the left corner. Now Schwartz picks it up. It's around a Colbeth sweep check attempt, and here's Brummel in the right corner. Plays it ahead and finally out to center ice. And back for it. Colton Staylock now feeds over to the right for Brown. Oh, Brown goes into the boards heavily and goes down. Oh boy, that looked ugly. And a checking from behind. That's going to be another 2 and 10. We've had 3 misconducts in this game. And Jackala will go to the penalty box, and they will tend to the injured player. And it is William Brown, 64. And he is going to go to the bench. Time of the penalty, 6 minutes, 27 seconds. .627 is the time of the penalties. Minor for checking from behind and a 10-minute misconduct. We've had 52 minutes in penalties in this game. 3 misconducts, 2 against Mahtomedi, 1 against Cottage Grove. We've had 2 checking from behind penalties, which carry an automatic misconduct. And Bartness, misconduct for a stray knee. So the timeout will expire shortly, but another power play for Cottage Grove. And this, by my book, is number 8 for them. Winner gets Minnetonka in the last game of the tournament. Faceoff will come back in the Mahtomedi zone. To the left of Smetana. 5:33 left and a chance for Cottage Grove. With another power play. And they work it right up the slot. Hazley shoots, and that's blocked. Rebound clear, but only as far as Leisney, who then backhands it down the wall. And here's Rasmussen behind the goal for Cottage Grove. banks it off the boards. Schuler returns it around behind the net. And after it there is Hazley. He is having a battle there with Schwartz in the corner. They lean on each other. The puck comes free to the right point. Penalty coming on Cottage Grove. It's going to be on Hazley for holding. And the time of the penalty is 6 minutes and 59 seconds. That'll wipe out the power play. Nine penalties on Mahtomedi in this game. Now the puck comes to center, and here's a 2-on-2. And over the line, it's Ellevold. He is brought down, and there's another penalty coming on Mahtomedi, and it's just been a penalty fest here this afternoon. And the referee will make the long trudge back to the scorer's table. And in the penalty box is Jacobs. And it's going to be another 4-on-3 power play for 117. .710 the time, and here comes Mahtomedi back. They're shorthanded, and a shot that goes wide of the goal from Graham Nelson. And again, played into the Cottage Grove zone. Leisney over, plays it, and now here's Lane over the line. Lane leaves a drop pass, and it's played down by Schuler. 47 seconds in the penalty. Now Leisney at the left point. Throws it across, and they were looking for it. Lane has it now. Back over to Leisney. He closes in. He takes a shot. He scores! His second power play goal of the game, and Cottage Grove has a 2-1 lead with 4:06 left. That was a 4-on-3 power play. And it comes at 7 minutes and 54 seconds of the third period. So now it's 4 aside for a minute 5. And then a 12-second power play for Cottage Grove, which counts as a power play. So the numbers are inflated by all the crossover penalties that we've had. Now played back into the Cottage Grove zone. Now Lane has it. And Schuler gets the other assist. And now a stoppage with 3:43 left. We have 42 seconds of 4-on-4. So Leisney gets the goal, his second of the game. All 3 goals in this game have come on specialty situations. Mahtomedi's was shorthanded. Leisney's have both been on power plays, and they both come with 2 Zephyrs in the penalty box. And it's picked up at center. And Savage taken in against the boards. Now loose at neutral ice. Redpath lost possession. Gets it back. And he starts in over the line, and it's picked up by Leisney. Goes around to the near side. 22 seconds left in 4-on-4 hockey. Loose at center. Leisney again with that long reach. Picks up the puck. Closes in. Gets to the backhand in the slot. Now leaves a drop pass. And here's Cromer over to the near side looking for Miles Nadler. And with 6 seconds to go, Nadler in the 4-on-4 will circle. And now another power play for Cottage Grove, a very quick one, only 10 seconds. As Rasmussen in the corner goes back behind the goal. Rasmussen looking for help. Nadler trying to crash. Centering pass, loose at the right edge of the crease, and it's smothered for a face-off with 1 second left in the penalty against Jacobs. Ten penalties against Mahtomedi in this game. for 38 minutes. Six penalties against Cottage Grove for 20 minutes. So, 36 minutes in penalties, not 38 against Mahtomedi. So, in total, 56 minutes in penalties, 16 infractions. 2:45 left, and Cottage Grove holds a 2-1 lead. Colbeth on the face-off against Regan, and it comes into the zone, finally right back out to center. And Leisney has it, plays it back into the Cottage Grove zone deep, banked out to center. Oh boy, there's going to be another one, as we'll get a checking from behind penalty. And that is going to be 2 and 10. And Moss is penalized, and I don't really know what he's upset about. It was pretty clear. And .929, the time of the penalty. And now Mahtomedi is going to take its timeout. Let's take a break. 2-1 here at the Gobbler 2025.
Everyone knows Luther does it all, but did you know you can do it all? At home,
I just sold my car.
on your phone,
I just got pre-approved.
I just scheduled an oil change.
whenever, wherever.
I just bought a new car.
Anything and everything, whenever and wherever. LutherAuto.com. You can do it all.
I think pain that moves around, that's migratory, like, gosh, I was sore here for a couple days and now I'm sore here for a couple days. Like, migratory pain seems to be less concerning and less serious. Something that's persistent, pain that lasts more than 2 weeks, pain that seems to be resistant to other things like ice, rest, that's concerning, and anything that makes you limp is not okay. There's something wrong if you're limping. If you can't bear your own body weight on your legs, something's not right.
Mahtomedi power play, their fourth of the game. 8 penalties for 32 minutes for Cottage Grove, 10 for 36 for Mahtomedi. And it is the 4th misconduct we've had in this game. 68 minutes in penalties. Now puck comes to the near side and it's cleared all the way down the ice of the empty net, and it's a goal! Bullseye! Mahtomedi pulls the goaltender and pays the price. And that is a hat trick for J.J. Leisney. That is a shorthanded and an empty net goal. And it comes at 9:41. Should be unassisted. And the power play rolls on. So both teams have scored shorthanded goals in this game. Now Nelson, he goes down at the left side of the goal, and it's cleared up the wall. Finally picked up by Knaus and played down. And now here comes Rasmussen. He's got a break. He closes in. He goes down, and there's a penalty coming on Mahtomedi. So that will eliminate the power play, and this has been the situation all game long. Teams have been taking penalties alternately, and it means a lot of short power plays. And it comes at 10 minutes and 9 seconds. And we are now up to 70 minutes in penalties. So now Mahtomedi with a minute and a half to go, trailing 3-1, puck behind the goal, and Bartness tries to clear up the near side. He'll wind up carrying it, and now he is forced back by Rasmussen. A good forecheck there. And finally played back down deep. Bartness has it, and he goes back behind the net with 1:18 to go. We have 45 seconds of 4-on-4, and then another quick Cottage Grove power play. Here is Elvold over the line. He gets to the slot, and then he's ridden off. Puck picked up and cleared to center ice. Cromer over to the near side for Leisney. Last minute of play. Leisney over the line. Left a drop, picked up by Redpath, and now cleared back to center ice, bouncing on Cromer. Gets it to settle down, and now Kaiden Lane plays it back. 48 seconds to play and 15 seconds away from another power play. This one only of 40 seconds in duration. It'll be power play by my book number 10 for Cottage Grove in this game. And now picked up by Bartness for Mahtomedi, and they are now shorthanded for 40 seconds with 30 seconds to go. So there you have that. Leisney over the line. He's got 3 goals. He's scored 5-on-3, he scored 4-on-3, and he scored shorthanded. Now they pin it against the boards in the Mahtomedi zone with 13 seconds to go, and Cottage Grove, with 2 goals in the third period, is going to move on to meet Minnetonka in the Bantam Finals as they play out the last seconds. A centering pass is knocked away, and that is it. Our final score is Cottage Grove 3, Mahtomedi 1, and they did it on only... That can't be right. It says they have 12 shots on goal. They had 12 shots after 2 periods. Mahtomedi winds up with 15 for the game. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. I was looking at the wrong column. That happens. Mahtomedi with 15 shots for the game, including 6 in the third period. And Cottage Grove with 12 shots, including 2 in the third period. So they score 3 goals on 12 shots, 1 into an empty net, and win the game in a penalty-filled contest. Mahtomedi 11 penalties, 38 minutes. And Cottage Grove 8 penalties, 32 minutes. Both teams taking 2 misconducts in this game. So it's a little bit of a rough one, but it's in the books. And the final score is 3-1 for Cottage Grove. We are back after a game break with the Pee Wee Finals. Edina Green versus Edina White. That's next here on the Youth Hockey Hub.